under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Hello. Welcome back to Mega Promises Kept, episode 11. I have a giant head tonight. I'm waiting for my partner, Doc Martin. She's having a few technical difficulties right now, so I will keep you entertained until she arrives. So you get to look at my big red MAGA hat here for a few minutes. I'm sure Doc will be along here shortly. So, we wanted to get going on time tonight. Without further ado, I'll play a video.
I have 2 shotguns at my home. They're locked in a safe. There's a metal gun case. We live in an area that's wooded, somewhat secluded. And I said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony and fire 2 blasts outside the house. Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun. You don't need a machine gun. You don't need 30 rounds. Buy a shotgun. Buy a double-barrel shotgun.
No, you don't need a flamethrower, and you don't need a tank. You don't need an AR-15 to scare those thugs away. No, and I don't need a grenade launcher. I don't need an F-15. There's just one thing I need to do, and they'll stay away from me.
Fire 2 blasts outside the house. Buy a shotgun.
Buy a shotgun.
Buy a shotgun.
Jill, buy a shotgun, baby.
You don't need a machine
You
gun.
don't need a machine
You don't
gun.
need 30 rounds. Buy shotguns. Buy a double-barrel shotgun.
Americans could be killed by a drone. In your bed at night, in your home, say it isn't so. Americans could be killed by a drone. In a cafe in San Francisco. Oh, you never get notified. Your notification is the buzz of the drone as it flies
robots in the sky.
overhead. Before you go into your bed, bombed in your sleep, you won't get a chance to speak.
Calm down, Senator. To somehow say we would kill people in cafes is simply false.
Yes, sir.
It is simply false.
We don't want to blow up the cafe. Hey, I'm not that bad. Please don't kill me.
He will not kill you.
Are you gonna drop a missile on Jane Fonda?
No, he will not bomb Jane Fonda.
Americans could be killed by a drone.
Calm down, sir.
Flying robots in your bed at night, in your home.
Calm down.
Your home.
Calm down.
Your home.
Calm down.
Your
Calm
home.
down.
Your home. Your home.
The chair now announces a 2-minute chocolate break. Chocolate in the house. Chocolate is mandatory.
The National Security Agency building a 1 million square foot complex in Utah that will house phone call and email data.
This is something that's not our place to decide. The public needs to decide whether these programs and policies are right or wrong.
What the heck is going on?
It's a data collection thing.
The federal judge says it's okay. It's okay.
They hold phone records like the NSA.
It's all BS.
Like the NSA.
Whoa. They sit there and they have the numbers and they can play all day long.
Like the NSA.
What the heck is going on? Fire 2 blasts. What the heck is going on?
Americans could be killed
Buy a shotgun.
by a drone.
Buy a flamethrower.
In your home.
Like the NSA.
Calm down, sir.
Americans could be killed
By a left-wing website. What the heck is going on? Fire 2 blasts. What the heck is going on?
Americans could be killed
Buy a shotgun.
by a drone.
Buy a flamethrower.
In your home.
Like the NSA.
Calm down, sir.
Americans could be killed
By a left-wing website.
I don't know. Whoa.
Songify the news.
Okay, folks, that was a little video Why we waited for Doc Martin. My co-host on Mega Promises Kept. We're back again. We fixed all of our technical difficulties except for Doc's. But she's here. She made it.
Hi.
Say hello, Doc. I've been entertaining the troops.
It's always better to be late than ugly, you know.
That's true. Although there's no excuse for me.
Welcome to Mega Promises Kept for our 11th week.
That's right.
We're setting records, Bill.
Yeah, and look, we started on time. Can you believe it? It's not 20 after 10. It was 10 o'clock when we started our show.
People are going to be fainting. They're not even get to see the show because they're going to be fainting.
Hey, look.
From shock.
We have a special guest tonight, Chris Mack. There he is. Our buddy, Chris Mack. We love Chris Mack. And he's a Yankees fan.
Where is our Chris Mack?
There he is, right between us. He joined our show tonight. There's our buddy Chris.
Live. He's going to kill us.
Yeah, we love Chris.
I see him now.
We're having a little pirate fun, Chris. Chris only has a few hats left to sell, so buy a pirate radio hat, folks. Buy a pirate radio hat.
Yeah, and I think he needed to sell a few more T-shirts. So, hey, we need to start off though. Since he's a Mac daddy and a Mac granddaddy now, we need to tell all the mothers out there Happy Mother's Day. So we're so glad to get to celebrate it with y'all.
Yes, Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there.
And don't forget a special shout out to all of our Gold Star moms, because this would be a particularly poignant holiday for them, you know. So everybody be sure and say a prayer for them. And if you know anybody that's one, then be sure and reach out and tell them Happy Mother's Day. Woo!
That's right. Well, you know what? You know who I saw?
I'm just telling you, another busy week of winning. Phil and I were going over show notes again, and I'm just telling you, we can't even hardly keep up. And there's two of us. I don't know how POTUS does it. He's a go-getter, isn't he?
That's right. He is. He's he puts me to shame almost. I've had a busy week this week.
Almost. You've had a really huge week.
That's right.
And we didn't even get to hardly hear a peep out of you this week. You were working and burning the midnight oil, I believe.
It's tractor season here, so that's my business. So, but you know who I saw join our chat there is a famous show host in his own right, James R.
James! We're so glad you could make it.
Wow, we got a big shot in the audience tonight. Woo.
I got your picture of me and you. You wrote I love you.
Okay.
I love me too.
What's up?
There's nothing else to do. Oh, it's in color. Your hair is brown. Your eyes are hazel.
That's right. Hey, James.
I often kiss you when there's no one else around.
And we got Chris Mack tonight too. Look. There he is. This show is rocking tonight.
I've got your picture. I'd like a million of you all around myself. I want a doctor to take a picture so I can look at you from inside as well. You got me turning up and turning down. I'm turning in, I'm turning right, I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
All right, Doc. Can we get to work here? Are we done fooling around?
We're not going to be able to cover it all. Remember, you were in horror about the number of articles there were.
Oh, you got me scared, Doc. we better get going. Take it over, Doc.
You're gonna run with us big dogs now.
All right. What do we got up first here, Doc? We got a multi-state. Oh, how'd I get two up at once? We have a multi-state child exploitation operation. Bust leads to 82 arrests, 17 rescues, officials say.
Yes, and it was really a wonderful feat if you think about it, because there was task force from Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. So, again, our POTUS has brought to bear, a lot of heat on these people, and you're starting to see more and more information coming about all these busts. We also had one, I think, that Governor Abbott had tweeted out last week, at the end of last week, that was in Texas. And I think that we had a lot of people saved in that one, if I wasn't mistaken. They nabbed a bunch. I know. Do we have that article?
Yes. We have, I have the headline up there, Doc. I don't have the whole article, but I do have my glass reading spectacles today. So we do have some articles to read today.
Well, that's good, because when you get knowledge, it isn't for sissies.
Now,
so
Doc, we did talk about this in one of our first shows about the number of arrests for child trafficking and human trafficking, POTUS opposed to even going back to Bush, right? And his numbers are dwarfing the last two presidents combined. Probably tripled or quadrupled it now.
Worldwide effect. They're nabbing them everywhere. If you keep up with any of the international news, they've had several rings that they have shut down with massive numbers. I mean, what boggles your mind is you're going, yay, they got the bad guys, and on the inside you're going, to think of the amount of depravity and sickness in this world, because the 82 they arrested this week, on this multi-state task force, they were nabbing the most violent pornographers, involving infants and toddlers. So let that sink in. It's a wonderful thing that we're saving, and that our great leader POTUS, who one of these days, I got to give out my weekly shout out. POTUS, don't forget, you need to haul my sorry butt up to Washington so I can squish you till you almost pop out of your head. You need that from Doc Martin. I'm just saying, you will not totally know how much we appreciate you in this nation until I get to squeeze you. So just put my weekly shout out. I could have slid it in there. Anyway, but the horror that this kind of evil is present in the world is just sickening. So while it's wonderful that he is bringing about such massive change internationally around the world, and that we're nabbing these monsters, we've just got to really hold our officials accountable to holding these people to the letter of the law. Throw the book at them. I just as soon take them out. I donate the bullets if they just take them out and shoot them. But I guess they probably aren't going to want to do that. That's why we do it in Texas. But since the rest of you people are a little bit more judicious than us in Texas, we'll do it y'all's way. I would donate the bullets after they trial. So I'm just saying, that's what I think they deserve.
And Beth Duffy in the chat, the one time you're late, we were on time. So there you go.
She didn't hear to
Happy
say
Mother's Day, by the way.
God, she would fall over. I think we all are. And we haven't shut down. We're how many minutes into it and we haven't shut down.
That's because I was busy, a busy boy today, fixing our issues before we got going. So,
well, we're
next
just
up,
gonna hold our mouth right and hope it works. So, we've got to keep on because you threatened me if I didn't stay on strict time task to get all of our points in because we got to keep up with POTUS. So we need to keep on hopping on. We also had another article that came out this week about the Trump administration ending the illegal 2014 regulations allowing states to skim monies that has been budgeted for the healthcare payments for caregivers and families. And they've been skimming this and giving this money to unions and PACs, people that don't have anything to do with caregiving, not the families of the elderly person or the person needing the caregiving. So again, win. Who would have thunk it? That it's this far reaching. So, I say they are on their game.
Another union slush fund, that all that money goes right to Democrats. So that's a plus.
Yeah, it sure does. And another thing, if you think about it, these people are batting zero with me because they've already picked on babies and toddlers in our first point. This one, they're ripping off the elderly. And I'm just telling you, that's jumping up and down on my last nerve. They throw in animals, and we've really got to go to town. That's all three of my thoughts.
If you look at how everything works, it's generally a circular firing squad here. The money goes out from the government to different organizations who send it right back to the DNC. Isn't that money laundering of some sort? If I tried to do that as a business, I'd be in jail. Yep.
There were several articles that came out about that and about how they were moving money from, I'm old and I can't remember all this, but months back, they had a big thing to do come out about how they were people that were getting donations for running campaigns. They would siphon that money off to another party that would siphon it to the national campaign to give to Hillary. So, they just find a way to move money around right and left. We've just got to be really on the game. And thank God we finally got a president that gives a crap about every dime of our hard-working taxpayers' money. So it's so nice to have that for a change, isn't it?
That's right. It's about time.
If I have to live on a budget, I don't like it. They better have to live on one too. Because I'm a mad wahine. I don't like to have to suffer alone.
I'm trying to read some of the chat while it's flying by. I can't see it on Periscope, so I'm looking at it on the screen.
Talk too. I'm sorry, I still am not good at juggling all of that kind of thing.
That's right, Beth. Follow the money. And
another great thing that our POTUS did this week was he revived that national program that helped exclude illegal aliens from jobs. They've revived that program where it alerts the employer. I'm not sure if it was the, what was it called? E-Verify? If it was that one or if it's another national program, but it alerts the employers that they might be employing or about to employ an illegal alien. So, that's just going to make a bunch more jobs available for the hardworking, tax-paying, God-fearing citizens of this nation, because we are sick and tired of illegals being put before our patriots. We finally have somebody that's standing up for us, and I like it. Just say that might even be worse.
Now there's a kick in the groin.
Yeah, there's a kick in the groin for the illegals right there.
Yay! Woo! Kick them twice.
So, yeah, that was E-Verified, Doc. I remember that as when I had to used to hire people. You'd have to fill out paperwork and send it in, and to ensure that they were a U.S. citizen, and you had to get photo ID. So, good, we're back to that.
Well, I'm self-employed. I don't hire anybody except for, well, I have a secretary. And other than that, I don't have to. So if anybody catches me talking to myself, I'm having a staff meeting. Unless I'm talking to her, of course, or my sister. I do work with my sister. She's my business partner for the last 20 years. But if you catch me talking to myself, it's because I'm having a staff meeting. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Okay, now we got to keep moving on because time keeps ticking, and I think we have something fun to play.
I do have to check my staff for illegals. There's 3 of us, me, myself, and I. That's one of us has to be illegal.
I think that we ought to, that just makes us win the Employee of the Month award every month.
Yes, I am Employee of the Month again.
Yeah, I'm saying. And if you talk to yourself, I always tell my husband, I'm consulting the experts.
Oh,
I don't think he buys it, but at least that's what I tell him anyway.
Oh, Doc, we're moving right along here.
Okay. And y'all, we had a great follow-up. You know how I am with saving my babies. Didn't we have our wonderful Georgia governor sign the heartbeat bill this week?
Yes, he did. Finally. We said he had till one of our previous episodes, we said he had until May 14th or something. I believe it was the 14th, right?
I think so.
Yep. So he's done it a little early.
My Jesus flag for life and my MAGA flag, because we also stand for life.
New York State just will turn around and reduce it to time of conception. Then you can have an abortion to make up for it. Unfortunately, I'm up here in evil New York.
Next strike. So to me, that just means the ones that are doing the sex strike are the ones that were having abortion. So I'm just thinking that's saving a few babies' lives.
Yeah, that backfires, doesn't it?
Those women, any man I know would touch. So I hate to be so ugly and crude, but sometimes we just have to be a little catty.
Who's leading that? Isn't that Alyssa Milano leading that sex strike?
Yeah, she was the one that, of course, advocated for it, as she would. And I saw somebody on Twitter say, "Well, I'm waiting for the counter protest." I thought that was funny.
Counter protest.
Like a mega man. At least we have some alpha males in our group, not some of those wimpy men that would wear one of those pink hats. If I asked my husband to put on one of those pink hats, I'm just saying, y'all would not believe the look he would give me.
Hey,
it
Doc,
would never happen in a million years. It would be over his dead body.
Doc, I saw a couple tweets from women saying, "I'm available." Over here, guys.
Hey, you never know. There's a lid for every pot out there, as my mama always used to say.
All right. This is a family show. Stop.
I'm saying whatever floats their boat. They're adults. Just leave me out of it.
I know what Alyssa Milano could do.
She can kiss my grits.
Hey, go Flo. I'm saying. That's the way I feel, and that's the way we say it here. Anybody remember Flo? I loved her. She can kiss my grits from Alice. I love that show. I grew up on that. That shows how high a level I have attained, I should say. But moving right along, after we celebrated life because Georgia Governor Kemp signed the heartbeat bill, another win for life, y'all. I mean, that is every week he strikes at the heart of everything they stand for. Because remember, they stand for high taxes. They stand
I'm sorry.
for, yeah, don't be laughing at this now, Park. 'Cause
No,
they
I
stand
just
for high
I just saw somebody say Fritz Aiders in the chat, and someone typed, "Is that Kiss My Fritz?"
should have done that. That would work perfectly, wouldn't it? But
Sorry, Doc.
as I was saying, the Dems stand for the party of death, high taxes, um, political correctness. They are willing to not only allow abortions up to the moment of delivery, they're willing to let you deliver the child and then kill it. That's what that's what it is, guys. I mean, we can't sugarcoat this stuff because they count on us and our little sensitivities to gloss over this. We can't gloss over murder. So remember, use explicit language. It doesn't have to be gory, but use explicit language. Let's call a spade a spade. That way, we hopefully will not be numb to it and not let them gloss over the fact that they're willing to kill babies that are alive and functioning as a autonomous human being outside the mother's womb. So, yay! Another week of winning, another week of our president standing on the right side of life and against the libs that want to tax you, take away your free speech, your Second Amendment, and regulate everything you think, do, feel, or anything else except for what they have as they jet around the globe telling the rest of us how to live. But I won't get on my high horse.
And before we get to the next tweet, Doc, I want to remind everybody that we're on other platforms, and I just took a look, and everything is running perfect tonight. So we are on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, and Periscope, and everything is green and nothing is frozen.
I'm not even sure how to act. Anyway, but be sure to hold your mouth right, because you know what? If you move it wrong, it'll all collapse.
Oh, I better knock on some wood. Right on the ceiling. All right. So our next tweet was the Greg Abbott tweet here, Doc. Undercover Katie, human trafficking sting yields 47 arrests in 10 days. This is a little bit of old news, but we brought it up last week, so we wanted to bring you the tweet. We didn't have it last week, I don't believe. But look at those lovely faces.
Our first point of the night, which was, the multi-state task force roundup that they did this week. So, see, I mean, it's just every week, boom, boom, we're hitting them. Even though the mainstream media and all the negative nannies that you hear on social media want you to believe that we're losing, we're not, guys. We're on the precipice of an avalanche. It's fixing to come down and rain paint on them like they have never known. They are fighting for their very lives, guys. Don't forget. They're trying to get you to look at everything but what is really going on. And that's the fact that they aren't playing this for an election. They aren't playing this for politics. They're playing for their very lives because they know their house of cards is coming down. And every week we keep making gains. So don't let them steal the joy from you. You got to enjoy the ride. We can't just always look at the end result. We've got to enjoy it and savor it every step of the way. And you're going to do it every week when you come back with us, because we're going to keep on celebrating every week. And poor Phil has got to struggle to get a word in edgewise. If y'all don't come support him, then
I'm reading some of the chat, and look at this. Sith Princess, one of our fans, I believe she's a fan. I hope so. And y'all started on time today. Woo! Yes, we are on time. We are all green. We are on 4 platforms, and nothing is freezing. Hey, look, 0 drop frames. Can you believe it?
Cannot believe it. I'm in shock. Okay, but no, we got to keep on moving on because we have something. Don't we have a funny coming up pretty quick?
Yes, we do. Oh, a funny. You want a funny?
Celebrate while we're going.
Okay, we can do a funny. Here we go.
This will be a repeat for some people, but I'm sorry. I
Hey,
get
Mark,
too
excuse me. I'm
tickled.
on my way to 3768. Kind of got hung up. It's raining out here. I'm on my way into Dallas. Jerry's probably going to be calling you to find out where I'm at if he can't get a hold of me, I'm sure. So thought, whoa. Man, I just had a wreck right in front of me. This guy ran a red light and hit four old ladies in an Impala. Just kind of clipped them and turned them around right in front of me, man. That was close. Oh, now this guy's getting out of his car. He's got a white shirt on with a tiny cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's throwing his hands up in the air like it was their fault. Oh, hold on. He's going over to their window. She's rolling down the window. Oh man, I think she sprayed him with pepper spray, man. He's holding his face and he's on his knee. She's beating him with an umbrella. The other women are getting out too. There's one woman with a little black person. She's tomahawking him, man. She looks like a Sunbelt 20 horsepower jackhammer. We got another woman that's she's hitting him like he's got a cattle prod, man. She's got an umbrella. She's sticking it in his side. Oh, there's another one it's a little woman that looks like Mother Goose. She beat him. She's got this U-bit bag. She beat him. She's got this U-bit bag. It's huge. It's about the size of her. She's about 4 foot nothing. She hit him over the head. Everything went all over the place. Her Bible fell. She just hit him in the head with a Bible. She picked his Bible up and she lifted it way over her head. It was a hardback NVI version. They're still beating the hell out of this guy. She picked his Bible up and raised it up above her head and just beamed the guy. This guy's not getting up. They're still hitting him. The one with the little black person still, all pieces of him. Okay, he's up on the ground. The little woman just beamed him again with that big bag. He's running to his car. He's out of here. The little bitty Mother Goose woman. She's stuck into him as he's driving off. I wish you would have been here, man. This is too good. I gotta
go. Okay.
I'm telling you, that just teaches you, don't mess with us old ladies driving. And sure as hell don't mess with the southern one, because we're either going to shoot you or we're going to beat you with our Bibles. You know, we cling to our guns and religion down here. Our God, guns, and religion. Wasn't that funny? His laugh reminds me of James. It just makes you giggle. It just makes you giggle. He's laughing. I love it. People go, well, it might not be true. I really couldn't care less if that's a true recording or not. I think it's funny as hell. Pardon the language, but it's true. That was fun.
All right, Doc, I'll get us back on track here. Okay. We've got.
We're gonna celebrate the victory over that mean man. Remember?
Mean man.
Remember the mean man? That Pennsylvania state rep Brian Sims.
Oh no, we've got something else first. Before him we've got a tweet from Joey
Manarino.
I'm half Italian. I can't even say it. I keep
That would a
saying
Southerner beat you out on a Italian name.
I can't. I keep wanting to say Joey Marinara.
That would be something my husband would do. He renames everything.
POTUS has closed a major deep state access hub for child and human trafficking into the U.S. Where will little shit and his friends get their new stock now? So that is, where is that? That's the port of.
That's the port of Long Beach. It's owned partially by the Chinese, and POTUS and them are making them sell it because number one, they know it's a hub for child and human trafficking. They move those containers in and out like crazy. It's like in the top, I can't remember how many ports in the world, and they view it as a security risk, of course. So only Obama would have ever let them get that in the first place, which he did back in, I think it was like 2012, if memory serves me correct. But POTUS says, so he's made them sell it. So another win for life and for our kids and the women and the even the men that are smuggled across and sold into human trafficking, sex slavery, pedophilia, Satanism, all that kind of thing that we know they're doing. So, yay!
Well, now,
another win.
How many? We're going to take some bets on how many standard hotels will be closing now in that area.
Yeah, and those of that type, that's for darn sure. So
that's a good thing.
Yes,
now we're on to the meathead.
Oh yes, I can't bear him. I want everybody to tweet and retweet and do everything you can to highlight this fool. He is absolutely a fool. And I think he really should be thrown out of office for a hate crime because he is so rabidly anti-Christian and doesn't care if he attacks little old ladies that are doing nothing but praying across the street from a Planned Parenthood for the lives that are going to be affected by the decisions these young women are making when they go in there. And he sat there and mocked her, ridiculed her, stalked her, was so ugly. I'm telling you, if I'd been there, that boy would have been drawn back a nub. All I can say, he better be really glad I don't live closer to him than I do. I'm just saying. He jumped up down on my last nerve. And then that was weeks after he had accosted teenagers, 3 teenagers, and one of the teenagers' mother that were outside the Planned Parenthood just praying also and protesting, and she was using it as a teaching moment, and the girls were practicing their First Amendment right of free speech and were doing nothing but, quietly walking in front of it. And he accosted them. And you know what? This is proof, if I do say so myself, that God doesn't like ugly. And not only has this bully and this hateful, despicable excuse for a human being, but he's had a huge backlash on social media. People have seen him for what he is. And he, of course, isn't backing down. And also, we don't have, I don't think, an article, but it also, I think this is so funny and so ironic the way God works sometimes. It just makes it even more fun. But they had like thousands, over 1,000, let me put it that way, 1,500, maybe 2,000 people that did a protest out in front of Brian Sims' favorite Planned Parenthood. So take that, Buttercup, and suck it, is all I got to say. I hope they're out there every day. And even the Planned Parenthood was embarrassed by his tactics and came out and said, well, we don't condone his tactics, but we appreciate his passion for our cause. And I'm going, make me gag, you people celebrating death like you do. It's just macabre to see people that can actually be proud of being pro-death. I mean, it just blows me away. But this bully is getting what's coming to him, and I hope they throw him out of office to boot.
Well, this backfired. This boomeranged on him.
Do I?
This boomeranged on him. It didn't have the desired effect that he wanted. It boomeranged because people don't like this kind of behavior. And he's a state representative, but I'm sure he's
and hate mongers.
Well, he's probably in the Antifa district of Philadelphia, I'm guessing.
I'm sure. I am sure. And he is rabid and foaming at the mouth, and I think that he needs to get his distemper shots. I'm just saying. He just better be glad that I don't live near him, because I'd make sure he got them. We'd throw him out of office. I'd be showing him. I'd be camping outside his house every day going, this is a bully, and he stands for death. So I think it's probably a good thing I don't live in his city. I might have to make that my new favorite cause. But you know what?
You are a meathead.
Really.
He is a meathead.
We can tell how we feel on social media. So y'all keep up the pressure. Let's don't let him win, and let's don't let him skulk off into the shadows like they always do.
Hey, Brian Sims.
You are a meathead.
Yes, you are a meathead. You win the official Meathead Award of the week.
Archie Bunker.
Brian Sims, official Meathead of the week. That's enough of that fool.
I'd put his picture up on my dartboard if I could. I don't like that man. And I'm going to make sure he knows it.
Hey, I got a little...
You know, he's a wussy, too, because he's the typical beta male. He doesn't like it when anybody talks back to him. And, you know, that's why he thinks he can berate and harass and malign these people that are quietly exercising their First Amendment right and their right to congregate and peacefully pray and protest. And that old bully can't even allow that. So that's another thing that those that party that's supposedly for, you know, stand up for everybody's rights, but the true Americans, you know, and for any baby that is under the age of 2 so far. God only knows what they'll try to move it up to. I wonder if they'll try, you know, when they're old enough to start fighting back, they might want to curb the age limit on killing babies that we bring into this world. When they start fighting back, the libs won't think it's so convenient. I'm just saying. That's how I really feel. What do you think, Bill?
I agree. I mean, these people coming out and behaving like this are just helping us every day. It just proves that they're complete lunatics. You know, Alyssa Milano. Hey, look, even Cher is starting to change her mind on some of these things. Because
well, now let me just temper that statement. She only comes out about the one thing that's starting to affect her and her little world, but she isn't like breaking with the raging lunatics of Hollywood or anything like that.
We got to start with one thing, at least one thing, right?
Yeah, just this one thing. Let's make sure that nobody gets the wrong idea here. She is not becoming an advocate for life or for conservative principles in any shape, form, or fashion. She just doesn't want all the ugliness of those pesky little homeless people, you know, camping out on her front doorstep or defecating on her front doorstep or throwing their needles in her front yard. That's the only reason why she's getting alarmed, is because our wonderful proler in charge, POTUS, was threatening to ship them all to sanctuary cities. And I still think he should do that. I'm sorry. And, you know, it just is so delicious when he trolls them like that, isn't it? I love it. I'm a little on the vindictive side, if you hadn't already gathered.
Our next article, Doc, is Trump administration secures historic donation of billions of dollars in HIV prevention drugs.
Isn't that great? He worked in conjunction, I think, with Gilead Pharmaceutical Company and got them. They even tweeted out that it was his liaison work that was instigated them making this donation. And it's enough for 2,200 people to receive preventative medicines and prophylactic services and that kind of thing for 11 years, people. Think of how many lives that'll save. Think of how many families that could save from ruination.
That was 200,000 people, Doc, over 11 years.
Is that what did I misspeak? Isn't that exciting? I mean, again, it takes our wonderful POTUS to bring this about. And, once one of them starts doing it, they'll all want to start, jumping on the bandwagon. So it's just a matter of time before that becomes a greater and greater voice. And, that should also remind everybody that President Trump is the president of all people, all the downtrodden, all the forgotten Americans, all the people in our society that can't take up for themselves or that's lost the will or is too sick or too homeless or too drug addicted to take up for themselves. He's fighting for them. He's giving them a chance, guys. Isn't that fabulous? I think that constitutes me waving my MAGA flag because we're again saving more lives. It is just dominoing.
That's right. And that's billions of dollars that are not coming from the taxpayers. Why didn't anybody else think of this before?
Because we don't believe that government is the answer to everything. We as conservatives believe that the private sector comes alongside the people in need, mainly through our churches and also through our nonprofits to help these people so that it doesn't get to where our government has to step in, because that's not their place. Their place is to protect us, protect the homeland, and get the hell out of our way so we can make this economy great on, free trade and our great conservative principles. That's what government's for. Get the hell in the back of me, other than taking care of the bad guys and keeping me safe.
Oh, this has got to be my favorite face of all time. Belongs on a dartboard. Nancy Pelosi.
Poopsie Pelosi. That's what I call her.
Pentagon overrules Pelosi transfers billions to build Trump's border wall. So the Pentagon overruled Pelosi, and they're going to move the money over to build the border wall. Isn't that what the Pentagon is for? To defend the United States? That's what I thought.
And they even took 600, I think it was, let me see here. I put a note on here. They took 600 million from the can't even speak today. Easy for me to say. Afghanistan security forces. So we're not just paying to take care of everybody else all the time. So they're taking that money, $600 million, to put towards the border wall. And I like that because, for once, again, we're putting America first. And we're going to stop Poopsie Pelosi and her gang that is trying to protect their own private interests, all the money and everything that they get from all the drug cartels and the underhanded backroom deals they make from, human trafficking and pedophilia and all that other stuff that comes through. So, winning again.
That's right. And it's Pelosi on top of it. Boy, she's got to be really chewing on her gums and dentures right now.
I know. You would think with all that money that she has so, underhandedly made, that she could afford some dentures that fit. But it is funny because she is my favorite to hate. I really do. I giggle at her. She doesn't make my head blow off. She just makes me laugh. I just want to giggle in her face so bad because have y'all seen all the videos that they're putting out, where she's lisping and spitting on people and doing all that fun stuff. I think it's delicious. So she's my favorite lib to hate.
Oh, a little Joe Biden there for you.
Nasty. You'd think with all that money she could do something about that. I'm saying, have dental surgery or do something, honey. And I'm sorry, if you're going to give press conferences and you're trying to keep up the charade that y'all are winning and that POTUS isn't beating you at every turn and trolling you while he's doing it, then get your hair done before you do your next press conference and get some, maybe some speech therapy. Let's go all out, honey, since you got all those ill-gotten gains. Let's use some of them. Better yourself up, doll yourself up a little bit. Hillary, the only time Hillary ever looks decent is when she's running for office. Otherwise, she looks like she threw on the tablecloth from last year's barbecue and throws that nasty hair out and puts it back in a ponytail. She was embarrassing the way she looked when she was representing us as, our what was she, Secretary of State? Ugh, can't even bear to think back that far. I just try to wipe it from my memory. But she just did us a disservice, her and Michael both. But now it's nice to have class back and elegance in our White House, isn't it? FLOTUS celebrated the anniversary of her wonderful little, what is it? I'm going totally blank for a minute. Not be me. What is it? Y'all, come on, help me. The Best Me or whatever it is, her program. Why am I forgetting it?
I'm drawing a blank.
Come on, you're supposed to be my sidekick. You're supposed to pick it up where I dropped the ball.
Her anniversary of her initiative?
Be Best. Her Be Best campaign. Remember? And she had that big celebration this week. POTUS came out there, and I'm just going to tell you that one thing that just makes me love that man even more. He gets so tickled by her successes, and he was up there just beaming and patting on her, and he brought her back over there to pat on her and kiss on her 2 or 3 times. That's the kind of man I like. That's a man that he doesn't let you measure chocolate chips with a measuring cup. He measures it with his heart, and that's a man after my own heart because I've never met a calorie I didn't like.
All right, Doc, we got one last tweet. It is from Lori Hendry. Reasons to buy American, produce American, promotes American independence. Better for the environment. The left should love that, but they don't. Boosts American investment opportunities, guaranteed quality of goods, guaranteed safer and fair working conditions, helps to reduce the deficit. Why wouldn't you like that? But the left is fighting it every step of the way. I wonder why.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
You are a meathead.
That's why, left. You're meatheads. Oh, we got one last video before we sign off, say goodbye, and do our close. That went by quick, Doc, huh?
Bill, can I just interject one last thing?
Sure.
Don't forget, Trump also named Patrick Stranahan permanently as the U.S. Defense Secretary. So, yay! I think he seems to be doing a pretty fine job. So that was another thing I just kind of wanted to throw out there real quick. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. We're actually going to finish on time. Oh, started on time. Oh, what's that? I didn't watch this yet, so we'll see.
love all of those songs.
Words of wisdom. Oh.
Oh, our favorite Grouch. I love him.
Let me tell you this, to the French. I'll tell you something else about the French there, wise guy. You know why they lost World War II? Because when the Crouch was marching into their country, the French was running around naked, putting up dirty statues and throwing cheese in the potato.
Good evening, everybody. This is Archie Bunker of 704 Houser Street, veteran of the big war, speaking on behalf of Guns for Everybody. Now, question. What was the first thing that the communists done when they took over Russia? Answer, gun control. And there's a lot of people in this country who want to do the same thing to us here in a kind of conspiracy, see. You take your big international bankers, they want to, masticate the people of this here nation like puppets on a wing. And then when they get that done, turn us over to the communists.
Oh, Archie, I'm glad they put you on a stool. You look taller sitting down.
Now I want to...
You know what's funny about that? It's actually,
What?
everybody's laughing, but it's true. The audience is laughing at him, but it's actually become true. That's the sad part.
Is. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing we're facing with them today.
That's right.
They're trying to censor us while they live on the high hog, but they want to tell us how to live.
Well, Doc, you can do your, well, you know what, I'll do my good night to everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. We started on time. Woohoo. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Don't forget the other shows. Trend On with Tamara Lee. I'm trying to look at the screen. Boogie Bumper, Daily Boogie, Ladies of Liberty, Pirate Radio, Tav Show, all with James R., Boogie Bumper, Meg, Karen, and I'm forgetting somebody. Janet and James R.
And Border Mike and Mel. We can't forget Mel.
So
she's a sweetheart.
Go ahead, Doc.
She
close it out, and then we'll
that old crusty butt.
Close it out, and then we'll do our final close here.
Okay. Well, we just wanted to remind everybody of our goal. Everybody's supposed to be trying to go out and get one new voter this week. Remember our challenge. We got to get up there and keep up the fight, guys. Because 2020 is right around the corner. We got to start getting all these people, signed up. And then I wanted to just remind everybody that we need to lift our.
This is live, Nano. So we're not recorded. This is live. We just bring up Pirate Radio because we promote all the shows. So there you go. Sorry, Doc.
And no, I just want to give a shout out to our friend James. Because right before the show started tonight, he had let us know that he had a family emergency with with a member of his family, Carla. So we need to be sure and lift her up and pray for the family, because I know that's very unnerving when you're unsure of what's going on and how to treat it. So lift James and his family up. And guys, for a lot of you, you already know this, but for the ones of you who do not, I want to give it a special shout out to my friends, Connie. She is my best friend from childhood, my kindred spirit, and Ron, my college bud, who's been with me through thick and thin for lots of years. They are both given the good fight with cancer. And I also am asking everyone to join me in prayer for my Uncle Carol and his daughter Jolynn. Both of them are in hospice with cancer. And we're just praying. They're both having very, very hard days. So I'm just asking everybody to join me in prayer for God's mighty hand, our Jehovah Rapha, our God that heals, to lay his mighty hand on them, to give them peace, deliverance from their pain, and to supernaturally infuse them with his love and his comfort, and for their family members as they watch them struggle. So, guys, if you would join me in prayer for my Uncle Carol and my cousin Jolene and my Aunt Wanda and Teresa, all my family that loves them. We're there, guys. We're with you in spirit. And we're asking everybody just to help us pray. And my friend Connie and Ron. So thank you so much. I know a lot of you already know about this and is praying, but if I hadn't already told you about the situation, I'm just asking you to join me in praying. And other than that, I hope you have another great week of winning and loving our POTUS and supporting his efforts, even if you don't, and start getting everybody revved up because we got 2020 right around the corner to win, guys.
Yes, that's right. 20. Get one
week,
person. Remember the challenge. Get one person registered. Yeah. Ask them to get one registered to vote. Just at least one. Oh. And thank you for coming. We were live, and we stayed green the whole time. So, yay.
Yes, and don't forget the Persistence has videos out on how to go out and solicit people for registering to vote. So if you need help, tune into him. And we love y'all. Come back and see us. Catch you on the flip side, guys.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Have a winning week.